Hello everyone, welcome back to Merquarium. My name is Pablo, and in today's video I'm going to show you which hang on the back filter and modifications I use on my Dwarf Seahorse tank. Stay tuned. Now if you've missed my previous videos, I'm currently in the process of setting up a 10-gallon Dwarf Seahorse pony tank. If you're interested in following along on this tank build, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment so you can see the whole process. When it comes time to select a filter for your Dwarf Seahorses, there's a couple factors that need to be considered. Dwarf Seahorses are messy little creatures, which means that you're going to need a filter that is going to be able to handle their bioload. In general, you're going to want a filter that's going to be able to filter anywhere between 100 to 300 gallons per hour. Regardless of the filter that you choose, it's very likely that you're going to have to make some modifications to it for the safety of your seahorses. The first safety modification to consider is the intake. This area poses a potential risk to the sea ponies because they can easily get sucked into it and can get injured or even killed. Ideally, you're going to want something like a sponge so that the water can flow freely through the sponge, but the seahorses can't get stuck in the filter. The next safety consideration is the flow. You don't want a filter that has heavy flow that can't be adjusted, because if this is the case, then your seahorses are more than likely going to be thrown around the entire aquarium because they're not the strongest swimmers. In addition, you don't want the flow to be so strong that they're not able to catch any of their food or that the food gets sucked into the filter right away. For this reason, I would recommend a filter that has the ability to adjust its flow rate. Lastly, I want to make sure that the filter I choose is big enough to store a decent amount of biomedia. Since my tank is bare bottom, the only other biological filtration I have is from the rock I used in my aquascape. Having a lot of biomedia will ensure that I have enough surface area to keep a healthy colony of the bacteria needed to keep the aquarium cycled. Alright guys, so here's the filter I ended up choosing for my aquarium. I'm going to be making a few modifications to it, specifically to the intake, flow rate, and then also the area in which I'll be storing my biomedia. Alright, so here's the filter out of the box. It was really easy to assemble. I just had to put the intake on and then snap this piece into this top part right here. This is the part of the filter that controls the rate of the water flow. So when you have it to the right, it's the slowest rate, and when you have it all the way to the left, it's the fastest rate. This filter also comes with this biomedia basket, but I'm going to be swapping this out for something else later. So to start things off, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to modify the intake filter. This is the part that could potentially be harmful to the seahorses if they were to get stuck into it. So I'm going to use these pre-filter sponges that I got from Amazon. I'll have links for them in the description below. And these particular sponges are kind of tight for this filter, but they do work. You just kind of have to force them on. One thing to consider when you're purchasing the intake sponge filters, you want to make sure that they have a covering on the bottom part as well, because some of them don't, and if they don't have that, then there's no point in having the sponge filter at all. An added bonus to having the sponge filter is that it'll also increase some of the biological filtration in the aquarium as well. Alright, so the next issue I want to address is the flow of the aquarium. So this is what the flow looks like for the AquaClear 70 straight out of the box. Even when adjusting the flow, there really isn't much of a difference between the slowest and the fastest setting. What's great about the AquaClear filters is that the impellers can be swapped out for smaller models. The smaller models have slower flow rates, and this particular model, the AquaClear 20, has a flow rate of about 100 gallons per hour, which is recommended for aquariums that are 5 to 20 gallons. The AquaClear 20, 30, 50, and 70 can all have the impellers interchanged. However, when you move up to the AquaClear 110, then the impellers don't work with one another. Switching out the impeller is actually really easy. After unboxing the impeller, just grab the pump, twist it, and remove it off the filter. Then you're going to take the AquaClear 70 impeller and switch it out for the AquaClear 20 impeller, which is visibly smaller. Then just twist it back on and make sure that it's fully secured. So here I'm taking out the little container that is meant to hold all the biomedia that comes with the AquaClear 70. I'm going to be replacing this with a custom Intank media basket. Now for biomedia, I'm going to be using some marine pure biospheres and the little gems as well. I'm going to fill up this entire section of the caddy with biomedia, and then this will be where my mechanical filtration will go, which is just going to be some simple filter pad floss that's going to be cut to the correct size. Alright you guys, so there you have it. Here is the final outcome, the AquaClear 70 with a few modifications. I'm just going to turn the flow down to the lowest setting. I think this will be the most comfortable for the Seahorses once they get here. As you can see, that really slows it down, and there's not a ton of movement in the aquarium. This power head is going to come out eventually. I just have it there for when I mix the salt water in the previous video. So that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.